Stop it! Stop it! Wait!
That's brilliant. Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome back to Open Arms Reactions. My name's Casper Fox, this is Mortius, and today we're here with a very special guest.
Yes, we are checking out the challenge by BrittPowwPixel featuring BrittPowwPixel. Say hi, BrittPowwPixel!
Hi guys! Oh my gosh, thank you so much for bringing me on. I'm so happy to be here with you both.
We are very, very happy to be here with you as well. Now, totally transparently, we are recording this intro after the fact just because of the way we ended up doing the recording. So we just got finished checking this animatic out, but it was absolutely incredible. I was blown away by some of the little details. We had some great conversations about the nature of animation and animatics in the epic musical community, the use of colors, the use of the characterizations, a lot of very cool things. In addition to just how amazing this animatic already is, we got some really cool insights and discussions. So thank you so much, Britt, for all of that, and thank you all for clicking on this video. I don't think I have too much to say, so if you don't have any particular thoughts or anything, do you have anything to say, Casper?
No. Does Britt
Do
have
you have
anything
anything to say to the people, Britt?
I'm ready to dive in. I want to see what you guys want to think of the video.
So sorry, with Discord delay, it's so hard to tell when someone's actually done talking. Without any further ado, we loved recording this. You're gonna love watching it. Let's do it now!
Not scripted.
Ooh. And just immediately, I already love the way that, like, you've got this distinct light source only on Penelope, but you can see on, like, the shroud, the curtain, the vase, that light source has some impact on the surroundings. Like, I feel like I think we talked about this in Not Sorry for Loving You as well, but I feel like you do a really, really good job about, like, having lighting matter, despite how, for lack of a better word, simple the, like, line art and style are. So that's really, really cool. Like, is there anything specific with that you would want to share some insight on, or, like...
Well, I would say in regards to like lighting and everything else, I think when you have such a limited color palette, it definitely helps. So I try to really have it play a big role when I'm doing any kind of shading or coloring, because it really helps things pop when, you know, you're working on like 2 tones, maybe 3 tones.
That's really smart, and that makes sense, because, yeah, this is all just kind of two-tone. I can't, like, the blue looks like it's almost like a blue-purple gradient, like, just a little bit, but not much. And so really it is, like, 2.5 tones when it comes down to it.
Right.
I'm curious to see, because like you are one of the animators where I've seen usually in your art style the colors are always very dark. Is the same in like in Mutiny they were a bit like brighter, but from both Not Sorry for Loving You and this one, your art style, it has a very like dark colored approach to it. Is there any like specific reason why?
I'd say it's more so atmospheric, or kind of depending on the song. So not to give anything away, but I also I've been trying to interchange color palettes throughout videos. So you might see that here. But yeah, it's mainly just depending on where we are in the song and what, you know, the song itself.
Right.
I like that. Cool. Thank you for that wisdom. Good question, Kaz.
I'm supposed to choose a suitor to wear.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, love it already. Ooh.
I said I would choose as soon as I weave this shroud.
Oh my gosh! Wait, the way that... Hold on. The way I was literally just about to comment on how cool it was that here she's like kind of illuminated from both sides, but the fact that you have like environmental lighting that a character then grabs,
Oh my
That's
god.
so cool. Like, this is complete, like, environmental lighting on either side that she then grabs from that side of the screen into an actual object that is now reflected in her eyes, Britt. Come on.
Brilliant.
That's amazing.
The lighting is coming in strong.
Yes, lighting coming in extremely strong. Is there something here that's from mythology that I'm not aware of, or what was the symbolism in this pendant necklace?
So this pendant is the seed of the olive tree in resin. It's going to come up again, so I don't want to spoil. It's going to come up a little, you'll get more info, but...
I like how we keep
was a
asking these
creative
questions, and she's like, just even Brit,
Watch it.
Brit's just our comment section proxy. Like, stop asking questions that are going to be answered if
Like,
you just
if you
stop
watch
pausing.
the video,
I said I would choose as soon as we fish arrive.
Oh, that's so cool.
They don't know that
Oh.
Wow.
I unthread all the work I've done. 'Cause I'd rather lie than allow them to think they've won. Though I know
Oh my god.
Stop it. Oh, stop it. No!
just know I'll be here. But I don't know how much longer
Ooh.
since we saw.
There you go. What you were talking about with the colors.
Yep, there's that lighting change. The wind.
It was so close to our kingdom, it was far from the norm. Unless
From just like an animation standpoint, I want to point out a really small thing here, which is how good the hair is in that moment, purely based on the fact that, like, she moves, she stops moving, and her hair carries the momentum a little bit. That's such a, like, small detail that would be so unnecessary, especially in an animatic, not even, like, animation, but really does a lot to kind of convey, like, just that, where, like, she stops and it goes forward a little bit. That's really cool. I guess my question is, like, do you have animation experience outside of, like, the animatics in here? Casper knows the answer to this, apparently.
no, not at all. I started for the first, if we ever go back, or if you ever see my very first animatic, you will see the difference, and it is night and day. All of this has been learning and practice over the past almost year.
Well, honestly, just know that, like, I think the skills of being able to portray things in simplicity is a lot different. Like, it is its own skill. I think, like, people think that making an animatic is just making an animation with less effort and less skill. It's definitely not the case. Those are two different ones. I feel like with what I'm seeing in regards to just the momentum and lighting, I would be really curious to see if you ended up just with the opportunity and the time, what like a straight up animation would look like from you. Because I feel like with the just understanding you have of, like I said, momentum, physics, lighting, a lot of things that amateur animators lack. Like, one of the biggest things that I see that show an animator who is still learning is, like, especially in like fight scenes, like a punch that like hits but doesn't have like the momentum and carry through. Like, your understanding of the dynamics, the physics, and everything like that. Not to say like, hey, you should do something that requires like 10 times more effort just because I said so. But like, I would be curious if you ever found yourself with the opportunity, what like a full-on animation would look like from you, because you've got the instincts as someone who has studied animation a bit. Like, that's, yeah, it's really cool to see how that's coming out as you progress.
Thank you so much, because I still feel like I'm my own worst critic, so I look at my own stuff and I'm just like, I need to do better. What is this?
Well, like I said, I mean, there's obviously always going to be room to improve, but there is a level of just the instinct and understanding that I think is hard to learn that you clearly already have. And so to be able to build on that is, you got a future ahead of you for sure.
unless Could it be some kind of sign that my world is all about to change?
And I love the detail that she's holding her dress as she runs too.
For the challenge I heard.
Nice turn.
Ooh!
Oh.
Would come to this, just know
I'm very excited to see how you did this next part.
buying you time.
Yes.
Oh, buying you time.
Ooh!
Ugh.
I love that. I
love
love
that.
the way those two like share that look, almost kind of setting up the next song where like he's being all smarmy and terrible and she's like, no, be gone. Stop this. No, I like that a lot. That's really, really good.
Is especially what you said now again with the colors, like the color change, just so well at like changing. There's something that I did want to ask you though. So on this whole, because there's a lot of like, you usually, like in my experience, you use the word animatic in the titles because that is better SEO. Like more people search for epic animatics rather than epic animations. And I see you title yours animation here, the challenge epic the musical
you're right.
animation. So what's kind of your thought? Because I think that a lot of people, me included, will very often call an animation an animatic and an animatic an animation because I'm not experienced with that at all, so I don't know the difference. I would assume animatic is less frames or whatever, but what's your take kind of on like animatic versus animation and how it's like claimed in Epic?
Ooh.
So I feel like it's used, you're right, very interchangeably. And so even with these, and the reason why for a lot of these going into like the Ithaca saga, why I started changing the name to animation is purely for the fact that there are far more frames and in-betweens that are being added for each scene. And so there is a lot of action, like movement with every single scene versus it being as static. And it's also, I mean, it's colored and like fleshed out. It might not be to like the point of like, fully illustrated rendering. Yeah. But it's colored and fleshed out. So that's more so my thinking with leaning toward the naming conventions of it being an animation. But again, right, I feel like the two kind of go in between because then it's like sometimes I'm referring to it as an animatic. So it really kind of just depends. But that's sort of where my mind was with the naming convention there.
Right.
And that
makes
totally
sense, yeah.
makes sense. And even in the animation world, like when you're dealing with a TV show or a movie, like there absolutely is a point where the lines have to be blurred because like the animatic, storyboard is step 1, animatic is like step 3, and then the finished animation is like step 30. And there aren't names for steps 3 through 29. So when the epic musical community is creating so many things, like before the prevalence of YouTube animatics and animation, it was very rare for like even the old like Cars behind the scenes. Like I used to have like the Cars DVD, like the Pixar movie, and they had like the storyboard animatic for the like some of the deleted scenes, and I always thought that was really cool as a kid. But like it has only become very prevalent within the last maybe half decade to ever publish anything between a storyboard animatic and a full animation as its own thing. So honestly, it might be time for the industry to find a new word. Like, I don't know what that word would be. I'm not going to try and like create one and lay claim to it, but like, I feel like I said, and with the prevalence of like YouTube animation and things like that as well, like there needs to be kind of a term for what is in between, because I would definitely argue that this is in between what I would call an animatic and what I would call an animation if I was going to be like requesting one or the other from a client for an animated project or anything like that. So it's definitely an interesting new product that is being formed, you know?
Yeah.
Well, cool. That was
I
a
100% agree.
good question, Casper. And yeah, I definitely agree, and I like that. I didn't even notice it said animation, so cool. Good insight from you. Cool. Now I'm thinking about that too much. I need to just press play.
Never can string my husband's own bow and shoot through 12 axes clean.
Yes!
Ah, yes.
Sit down at the throne.
Oh.
Hey!
With me as his queen.
And Antinuous does step up.
Yes, that's interesting. I like
Oh.
that a lot. So I am a little bit curious. I'm sure you have gotten a lot of comments because people are very opinionated about this, and I apologize for bringing even more to it. I am curious what amount of research you did into the original myth and the weapons and things like that, because a lot of people in the community are very picky about the type of bow and the type of axe. And just to be blunt, the bow's wrong and the axes are right. So I'm curious what research you did ahead of time, if the bow versus the axes was an intentional choice versus just kind of what you were going for in the moment and it happened to be one and the other. I'm curious where that came from for you.
So going into it, I didn't really know much about the challenge, other than like a few searches and what I saw on like just more so media. Now it's funny that you say that because, so the bow is not right. And even for my next one, it is not right. And I know this, I'm well aware. But someone in the comments of this one actually said that these were not right axes either. And it was supposed to be the axe heads. The hole in which the stick goes through is what the challenge is supposed to be. So to call back to it, I actually changed it for when I did hold them down. That's a snore story for another day, but
Yes.
it ended up being changed.
Okay, fair enough. Cool. That's just what I was curious about because I know that's a hot comment section topic these days.
I cannot imagine, because I was waiting for it to come back. You drew all the suitors with faces for them to just be like in one frame and then move on. Like that's
impressive.
dedication,
Yeah,
dude.
absolutely.
Like that's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed. And I like, where was the... Here we go. I love the wolf being on Antinuous. I like that design a
banger
lot.
shot.
That's really, really cool. Yeah, that shot there is incredible. And the way she's like shoulder turned to him, that's awesome. I like this a lot. The sunset, everything about this frame's a masterpiece.
As his queen. Let the arrow fly once you know that your aim is true. 'Cause I'd rather die than grow old without the best of you. Though I know.
Wow, that was well done. Before we
That's
get to this
fire.
big finale and another color change, which you're just killing it with this. And also, holy cow, wait, I didn't even notice. Is that consistent across? Hold on. I'm going back. Give me just a sec. Let me see this. Oh, wait, I didn't go back far enough. Yes! I can't believe I didn't notice that before. Casper, look at the gradient of the background and how Antinuous has darkness and Penelope has light behind her.
Oh, that's fire.
It's much more prominent in a future frame, which I will jump to and then ask for Britt's thoughts on it. But it is there more subtly, and then in this shot upcoming here, it's much more obvious. A significantly more of that. I have to imagine that was intentional, but do you have any thoughts to share on that?
Yes, so in part, it's basically visual symbolism, danger closing in, so to speak.
Of course.
Darkness overtaking light, something like that. Along those lines.
I love that. Oh, and wait! And that even contributes to, like, the shadows on their face. Like, her face is in shadow, like, and then his face has, like, the light. Oh my god, that's good. Wow. Every single frame between Antinuous and Penelope is a masterpiece. That's
Such a cool such a cool touch with like him having
yeah,
I
that's
love
so
that.
icky. That's
So
you're
cool.
really doing a good job of setting up like so that the next song doesn't feel like it comes as out of nowhere. That's beautiful. That's really well done.
Then grow old without the best of you.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did he? Oh!
Yes.
Then grow
At first I didn't notice the two different frames, which would indicate him like licking his lips. For a second, I thought he literally was just like, and I was like, what? I see. That makes sense.
old without the best of you. Though I never thought that
Oh, and then the new colors.
Oh yes. Oh.
Stop it. Stop it. Wait.
I would not.
The way he comes in with the color palette of this section. He comes in with the yearning color palette, and then he grabs her by the face and brings her into that color palette.
That's brilliant. Oh my god.
Britt!
Wow.
Stop.
For love, I would not have it any other way.
I'm so sorry. But look, he's reflecting that color palette in her eyes. This is a masterpiece, Britt. This is incredible. This is so good that my voice just apparently hit a third puberty. That was awful. Holy cow. This is amazing. And I love I love all of this. I love all of it so much.
Any other way. And though I never thought that it would end like this, just know I'll be here.
Oh, is this when he left?
Yeah.
When
He wasn't bringing her into just the color palette. He was bringing her into a memory. That's why her hair is different. Like this
That
is
was them saying goodbye.
and this is
That's
wait.
horrible.
And this is the the reason is because she's looking at the Odysseus in the portrait. He steps out of the portrait and then brings her into the memory of when they looked like that. Casper,
Dude, oh my god, Britt,
he's
break it down. What's the thought process behind this? That's incredible.
Okay. So essentially with this moment, like, to Morty's point, she's yearning for him, remembering him when looking at the portrait. And this moment is meant to it takes you back to, like you said, when he left. And that this is the only comfort that she knows of him. And this is, basically she's returning to this moment. This is the moment of comfort because she doesn't have anyone as of right now to get this comfort from. So she's going back to that moment.
That's
so
beautiful.
in that case, my question would be, because obviously once we go forward, her hair is very different, indicating a different passage of time. But here I'm curious, because as we transfer over, she still has her current hair. So like in that moment, she's still in modern day, and then it goes to the memory. What's the reasoning for like now it's current Penelope hair and then immediately flash to old Penelope hair? What's that for?
So that change is to really, so she's in part being transported, but part of her, obviously she's seeing this, in her head, she's looking for that comfort. So as she shifts and turns, once we get to the stop, then she's back in the past and back in that moment. The hair change is mainly to just signify this is a different time. This is a different place.
Okay, fair enough.
And though I never thought that it would end like this, just know I'll be here.
Oh my god.
Oh, stop it! Oh, my heart.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Wow, what a beautiful choice. That's
Bro.
incredible.
Jorge, it's right there. Why not use that for the stream? I'm still not over that. This is great. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that was stunning. That was absolutely incredible. Wow, I don't have any notes. I don't have any thoughts. I have nothing but
Pain.
simultaneous joy and sorrow sitting in my heart. That was phenomenal. Do you have
Incredible.
any final thoughts to share?
Honestly, no. I'm glad you guys really liked the video, though. And
Yeah.
found all the little details, too.
No, I really, really did. I enjoyed it a lot. Well, that was absolutely incredible. I enjoyed that so tremendously. Thank you so much for coming on and walking us through that, Britt. We are going to be checking out BrittPoww's God Games as well in the same recording session. We don't know 100% when that's going to go up. That one's going to be a little bit more likely not going to be a one right after the other weekly upload, more like a little bit in the future as our crazy schedules around Casper's Story from Styx and everything like that, when we need that extra epic video and don't have the ability to record it. But if you don't want to have to wait for Britt's God Games, consider joining us on Patreon, because it will be going up the same day as this, and then it'll be up on YouTube probably in the next month or so, but I make no promises. So, thank you again very much for watching. Thank you, Britt, for hanging out with us, and thank you to all of our patrons scrolling on either side for making something like this happen. Do either of you have any final thoughts for the people before we go?
You go first, Britt.
No?
Okay.
I was
You go first. No. Okay.
No.
So,
No.
thank you all very much for being here.
No.
Greet the world with open arms, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
So will we, by the way, not just Mortius.
No, just me. I'll be seeing you.